Okay, so are you doing enough damage in Savage? The good news is the answer to this question is not a matter of anyone's opinion. The game devs have put this feature into the game to tell you definitively if you are doing enough damage on your chosen class to kill the health pool of the fights that they have built before Enrage. And I'm going to go through an example of what that looks like for me on Samurai. So you talk to Sharp-Eyed Radiant, you choose fight, you pick the fight you want to know the answer. Obviously, the damage requirement goes up as the fights get more difficult, so they have one of these for every single fight. I'm going to choose P4S, and I'm going to select Begin. It's going to warp me to the Burning Fields here in Thavnir. I've got this dummy, and I've got this timer over here. That's a 3-minute timer. I'm going to beat on this dummy for 3 minutes, and if I can kill this dummy in 3 minutes, then the answer is yes. I have met the game dev requirement for damage for the P4S fight. So I'm going to do this here so and see how this goes. I'm going to use my Pumpkin Ratatouille so I'm at my appropriate skill speed. And here we go. All right, here we are in the last 25% or so. You want to make sure when you finish this that you are paying attention to the amount of time you have remaining. And we'll talk about why here in a second. Finish this off. All right, so I had 31 seconds remaining when I finished that off. So we will, now let's use our handy dandy calculator. So here is our handy dandy calculator. The fight I just did was 4th Circle. I was on Samurai. Yes, I killed the dummy, and the time remaining was 31 seconds. So this calculator tells me with that input exactly how much DPS I did. So this calculator allows you to determine how much DPS you're doing without using any type of third-party program like ACT or anything of that nature. You don't have to know this number, right? You just have to know you've killed the dummy. If you kill the dummy, you're in the ballpark. You're running a rotation that's efficient enough to achieve the game dev intended DPS for whatever fight it was that you're doing. However, this does give you a metric of exactly kind of where you are so that you can improve should you so choose. If I wasn't able to kill the dummy, I could have clicked no, right? And then it would ask me for my health pool. Let's say I got it down to 5%. Well, if time expired at 5%, well, now here's my DPS. Let's say I got it down to 4%. Well, you can see the DPS goes up as the amount of health remaining goes down, and that is to be expected. The higher DPS you do, the less the health is going to be at the end of the timer. This is a very useful tool to allow you to have a metric by which you can improve, and you can look at all kinds of different things. Like, let's say I wanted to say, okay, well, what about P3S Black Mage? Well, P3S Black Mage, if they kill the dummy with no time remaining, 7.1k DPS is kind of what the expectation of the devs is, and that's why this calculator is so useful. I typically just tell people, hey, look, just target 7k DPS, and that'll put you right about where you need to be, so that you're carrying your weight in the Savage fights. That's really it for this video. One last thing I'll show you. You don't need to be. This is let's say go to P3S statistics and let's choose the 20th percentile. You don't need to be some crazy superstar parser to enjoy this content, to enjoy Savage content. If you are in this area, this is the bottom 20th percentile. You're totally fine. You're totally fine here. About 6.9k for casters and rage, about 7.2k for melee DPS. this is enough to enjoy and be successful at this content. You don't need to be up in this 99th percentile where these numbers are absolutely crazy. So don't even worry about that stuff. All right, so the last part of this video will be how to unlock this content, the Stone Sky Sea content. The first place you're going to go is Idleshire. You're going to talk to Boisterous Bruiser here. He will unlock the first quest, which is called a Striking Opportunity. And basically every single one of these quests, and there's one per expansion, is you talk to a guy, you accept the quest, you talk to another guy, and it's done. So here's Striking Opportunity. This is for Heaven's Ward. This is the first time they implemented something like this. You go straight to right outside Idleshire to talk to the NPC for the quest turn-in, and that will unlock the content for Heaven's Ward. You actually get a cutscene for this first one. You can skip it for time. It's the only one you get a cutscene for. All right, once that's complete, you've unlocked it for Heaven's Ward. You can proceed directly to Ralgar's Reach, and the quest for Stormblood will be available after this prerequisite is complete. Here we are in Ralgar's Reach, Starry-Eyed Alamegan, another Striking Opportunity, and this unlocks the quest for Stormblood. Well, unlocks the content for Stormblood. Once again, go right outside Ralgar's Reach, talk to Battle-Scarred Veteran, and that will complete the quest for Stormblood. With that done, you've got the prereqs finished to do the Shadowbringer Stone Sky Sea unlock. Weary Dockworker here underneath Yulemoor, yet another Striking Opportunity. And the quest turn-in for Shadowbringers is just outside Yulemoor with the soft-faced bloke, who is also the NPC you talk to access the area. Once that's done, you've got it unlocked for Shadowbringers. Now it will be available in Radzat-Han for you to unlock the current Endwalker Stone Sky Sea content. And there it is, Hardy looking radiant. And that's all I've got for the video. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully it answers the question of how much DPS should you be doing. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on Discord.